Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, welcome. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. I totally forgot we got people from all over the world that's tuning in today. I think that's why I'm so happy. And speaking of happy, I see you backstage. I see everybody. See, y'all don't see what I see. Everybody's jamming backstage. Like, yes. We gotta all just like dance for a second. Let's jam. Hold up. Let me just give you a sneak peek of who we got on back behind stage with us today. We got Aura coming all the way from Texas. Woo! We got our California girl, Teresa. Hey. All the way from Philly, representing Ohio. She two states, y'all. Look at Yolanda. Hey. And setting it off all the way from Cairo, y'all. Egypt. Yes. Yes. I just wanted to give y'all a sneak peek. Sneak peek. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get this thing started. I'm just so happy, you guys. I had to get that thing started, right? I had to find an instrumental because I didn't want them to take this thing down. You know what I'm saying? But listen. I don't know if your name is Linda, but hey, what's going on? My name is Carolyn Wilson, and I come to you from the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. And this is my Power Hour. Women is WOTM. So like, what does that stand for? Women on the move. So you see, I just showed you all the dynamic women. We got one more coming. I got another surprise for you. Listen, you are in for a treat today. So why are you here? Because you're like, it's time. We've been through a pandemic, still in a pandemic. We've been through quarantine. We had to shut down. We kind of like don't know what's going on. We have all these things that we wanted to do before March 11th, 2020, right? And here it is, it's September 2021. And my thing is, if you haven't done anything yet, it's your time. It's time right now. So, you have to have this whole, first of all, it has to be a mind, body, and spirit, soul connection to allow you to move to your next, whatever it is it's going to be. So that's where we're going to have a treat for you. So I'm going to bring somebody that's going to help us with that, with our health and wellness. And then let's just say, you know what? If you're asking these questions, like, I don't like this job I have anymore, or I literally, now that everything's shut down, my job, I don't have this job anymore. What else can I do? It's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to find another career. Like, this is my time. I got somebody for you for that. Or you know what? You say, I work for this job and it's all right, but I want to own my own days. I want to own my own business. It's time. I got somebody for that. You know what? There's so much going on in the world that I just want to be able to give back, and I want to be able to share what I have to put some, happiness into someone else because of all the things that's going, especially right now, because you have a lot to give of your time, your talent, and maybe even your treasures. I got somebody for that too. So listen, that's what the Power Hour is all about. So if you're in that space of trying to figure out where you're at, what you want to do, I got that for you, right? So it's time to be happy. It's time to be happy. It's time to be happy. So I just basically gave you the rundown of what you're going to hear today. You are going to hear from some dynamic speakers from all around the globe. I just gave you a soft introduction to who they are. So I'm so excited. So excited to have you guys here. So let me see. I see some people jumping in. Tell me where you're from. Give me a shout out. Put something in the comments. If you're on Facebook, you have to get permission so that way you can comment. If you're on YouTube, same thing. Just go ahead and put in the chat so we can say hey to you, because guess what? All my speakers are watching and they can comment too. So I want you to just say, hey, give us your name and where you're from so we can give you a shout out. How about that? So listen. The Power Hour. I want to give you another little snippet about the Power Hour before I jump on. And let's just where let's see. Do I have it queued up? Maybe I do, and maybe I don't. So how about I bring it to you later? Okay. All right. That's what happens when you go live. So, but I want to bring to the virtual stage I see you backstage. I see you backstage. Let's see. Let me see. Look like everybody ready. I see you just a smiling from ear to ear to ear to ear to ear to ear to ear. So we got Quality of Life from Philadelphia. Hey, Vanessa, what's going on? We're going to give you a shout out. What's going on? Quality of Life. I love that. Quality of Life. Yes. Hey, Purple House Project. Yes. Philly in the house. Let's see who else we have here. That's what I'm talking about. Rochelle. Wow, Philly is representing. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. Where the rest of y'all at? Y'all shy. Y'all shy this morning. I know. It's okay. It's okay. But wherever you're from, we're giving you much love and affection and all those great, great things. So thank you. So let's see, where are we at? So I want to bring to the virtual stage all the way from, let me get my, wait. I will be doing her a disservice if I don't do this properly. So let me pull up her bio so you can know exactly who I'm going to talk to you about. So coming all the way from, did I say Egypt? Did I tell y'all Egypt, right? Like over there with the pyramids and stuff like that. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Man, let me tell you, she has such a wonderful spirit that I'm just so glad that she's kicking this thing off, because she is I can tell you one thing, she's the happiness consultant. Yes, it's all about being happy. All about being happy. And you know, that's the key to your health and wellness. Did you know that? That's the key to making these decisions that you need to make when you want to change careers. That's the key when you want to make these decisions to, you know, start a business. That's the key when you want to volunteer. That's the key, really. But I don't want to take any of her notes from her. So I'm just saying. So I'm going to tell that Rania, I'm going to tell you, it's Rania. Rania, help me, Rania. Help me, Rania. Is a happiness consultant, transformational speaker, the happiness consultant, mindset and business coach. She's an NLP and hypnosis master practitioner and seasoned entrepreneur on a mission to help people across the globe master happiness and success in all, not just some, but all areas in their life. So welcome to the stage, Rania.
Hello.
Hello.
It's so great to be here. Wait, let me center myself. Yeah, that's better.
Yes. I'm so glad that you're here, looking amazing as usual. And so you've already experienced your day. We're a little behind you, but hey, you're nice and wide awake for us. So we're just excited. Teresa back there still taking a drink of her coffee. So yeah.
No, I'm wide awake and super excited.
Wide awake and super excited. Okay, well then I will let you take the forefront. Take it away.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you, and thank you, Carolyn, for putting this together. It's amazing, and there are great speakers still coming up. I'm glad I'm kicking this off because I actually totally agree with what Carolyn said. It really starts with harnessing the power of happiness, which is really the power of you, and every single person on the planet has so much inside them already right now today, so much power, so much goodness, so much awesomeness, and that's enough. You know, we only need what we already have inside us, and we may not know that because we may not yet be able to tap into all the resources, but they're there. And it took me forever to figure this out. So I've been on a journey. It's ended up with me becoming a happiness consultant, and I want to tell you just a little bit about happiness right now. And first, to just start it off, a few questions for you to just ask yourself really quickly is, do you want to be happy? So who here wants to be happy? And ask yourself, do I really want to be happy? And then ask yourself, are you happy? And it's a really good exercise, and this comes from the science of happiness, is to actually ask yourself, like right now on a scale from 1 to 10, how happy am I? If I was to quantify it, and just write down the first number that comes to your mind. And I'll tell you what to do with that in a minute. And then ask yourself, how important is happiness to me? Is it something I'm even thinking about? Is it something I'm prioritizing? Is it even on my mind? And if it is, well, what are you doing about it? Okay, I'm going to leave those questions with you, because the thing is, when we want something, think about it. If you wanted a new shoe, or if you wanted, a laptop or whatever it is, we sometimes want things. I'm talking about material things now. When we want something, we do something about it, right? We actually take actions to get that thing that we want. And it could be several actions before we actually get it. And so what about happiness? Do we want it? And what are we doing about it? So just think about that. And then the next question is, what is happiness? So if we kind of all want it and we keep wishing each other like, happy birthday, happy new year, happy anniversary, happy this, happy that. Well, what is it? What do we mean by it? What do scientists say? What does history say? So very, very quickly, I'm going to take you through what the history of happiness is. And it dates all the way back to 2,500 years ago, when you have philosophers like Confucius and Taoism and Buddhism and Greek philosophers, Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. At the time, they defined happiness as compassion, as a virtuous life, as dignity and humanity towards others. And that's sort of how they perceived happiness. But along with this perception was the idea that we can't all be happy. It's just going to happen to the very lucky few of us. You know, it was very unattainable by their definition. And then years later, European philosophers came in and they sort of took the opposite approach. They're like, no. They looked at happiness in a more hedonistic way, which is like it's all about pleasure and the absence of pain. And then came this big happiness revolution that I'm really grateful for in the 17th and 18th century, where they decided, you know what, everyone has a right to be happy. Happiness is a skill that can be developed. It's in our hands. And they disagreed with the previous definition of happiness, which is it's just luck, you know, or it's out of our hands. They're like, no, it's in our hands. We can all develop it. We can all have it. And fast forward years later, and especially in most recent years, there's been so many scientific approaches towards happiness, and the field of positive psychology, started by Martin Seligman, neuroscience, fascinating insights into how our mind works and how that actually can help us be happy. And also recognizing that happiness isn't the absence of pain, and that life will include moments of pain, but that pain does not need to equal suffering. And that's really the main point here. So let me ask you to ask yourself these questions. And I know maybe if you want to write in the comment, that would be great. So how much of happiness do you think is genetics? And how much do you think is life circumstances? And how much of happiness do you think is under our control? And by under our control, what I mean is the only two things we can control, which are our thoughts and our actions, what we think and do. So if you had to guess, how much of happiness do you think comes from genetics, like a predisposition that we all have? If you want to write, anybody here, if you want to write your answer in the comments, please do, before I let the cat out of the bag. And okay, let me just do that then so that we can maximize our time. Guess what? 50% of happiness comes from genetics. So we're all kind of born with a baseline of happiness. And that's fine. We can all still be happy. It just means that it's what we start working with, and then we build up from there. And everybody can still be happy, but there's just that difference. So let's put that aside, because what's really important is what's coming next. How much of happiness do you think is our life circumstances? Yes, Purple House Project, that's right, 50%. Yes, that's right. Life circumstances. Now, we often talk about life circumstances, right? Oh, this happened and that happened, and I'm unhappy because of this and that. Well, guess what? Only 10% of our happiness has been found to be linked to our life circumstances. So that's what the science says. That's what researchers say. Now, that means that 40% of our happiness is under our control. It really is in how we choose to respond even to that 10%, whatever it is. And we've seen people with like the most horrific life circumstances use those circumstances even as opportunities to rise and to shine, right? And to use those circumstances to find that power within, even if it's tiny at the beginning, but to build on that and to make something awesome out of their lives, because they're awesome, right? We all are. And then another happiness finding that I want to share is whether happiness is about pleasure or whether it's about meaning or purpose. So scientists have researched this a lot, because a lot of people lived in this hedonistic definition of happiness, which is all pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. You know, I want to have fun, I want to do this, I want to do that. And scientists have found that actually, if you live a life of pure pleasure, it's just not sustainable, and that's not what's going to make you happy, because happiness is not about pure pleasure. That actually what happens is like, they call it a hedonic treadmill. You're on this treadmill of pleasure, 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 and what happens is you actually need more of those things. Like, if you're partying, you need to do more and more of that to feel good. And it's just not what happiness is about. So scientists have found that happiness is really about finding the meaning in everything we do, making it purposeful to us. It's often about doing good, and it's often about something that's even greater than ourselves. And it can be finding meaning in even the daily actions that we do, even in the small chores. But if they're meaningful and purposeful to us, then that's where we derive our happiness from. And of course, whether you're talking about, like many of the speakers will be sharing today, whether you're talking about starting a business or going back to school or volunteering or changing your careers, if you do it from a place that's purposeful and meaningful, that feels good as well to you, then that's really more of a sustainable definition of happiness. And then the pleasure points are like the icing on the cake. So really, happiness is about both pleasure and purpose, but more on the purpose side. And then the pleasure is just the add-ons. So scientists define happiness as your subjective well-being. That's why I asked you to quantify it, because it's really about what you feel. And what's your subjective well-being? It's your overall life satisfaction, your overall satisfaction in all the areas of your life. And the other part of that is how you process emotions in general. So how you process negative emotions, or so-called negative emotions, they're not just entirely negative, and also how you cultivate positive emotion. So those are the two parts of the happiness equation. So let's look at those very quickly. So when I say satisfaction in all areas of your life, so for example, a typical wheel of life, yours could be different. It's up to you. It's your life. But for example, if you have career, family, relationships, personal development, spirituality, health and fitness, happiness is to actually look at all those areas of your life and ask yourself very quickly, how satisfied am I in that area of your life? And write down your first response, because that's your unconscious response. It's more true to you. And then ask yourself, let's say you have a 4 or a 6 in one of those areas, and you want it to be a 10, because why not have 10s in all those areas? So then ask yourself, okay, if it's a 4, well, I want it to be a 10. So what does the 10 look like? Okay, what is the 10? And start to define it and start to see it and start to really get clear about what is it that you want in that area of your life. And then all you need to do then is choose one even tiny action step that you can take towards that 10. And you don't need to wait until you get to the 10. You're just taking steps in that direction of the 10. And then you get more satisfied. You become more satisfied because you're taking the actions. Okay, and then your emotions. Actually, scientists have found that the happiest people are not the ones who only feel the positive emotions. The happiest people have been found to be the most emo-diverse. So they experience a very wide range of normal human emotions. They're just able to process those emotions by accepting them first, sitting with them, working through them, and they're able to then bounce out of those emotions in a healthier manner, and at the same time cultivate positive emotion so that when they're facing difficult times, they have that reserve of positive emotions to fall back on. Now, happiness is not a destination to pursue, it's the journey itself, because it's not about waiting until we get that job, or we find true love, or we whatever it is, move to a new bigger house. It's not about waiting for those things. It's about what we're doing along the way. It's about every day and how we're living that day in the direction of the things that we want. And it's about using our strengths. It's about using what's inside us. It's about not living in the past or the future, but staying in the moment. It's about accepting that we're in a state of change and sort of going with that instead of resisting it. It's about being just focusing on ourselves, not comparing ourselves to others, because there is no one like us out there. So we don't need to compare ourselves to others. That can sometimes bring us down. And it's about recognizing that we're perfect as we are. There is no perfection anyway, but we're good enough exactly as we are right now in this moment. So we're kind of like a miracle and a work in progress at the same time. And that's perfect. That's enough on its own. So some quickly, some happiness boosting practices. Connect with others the way that you like to, acts of kindness, gratitude exercises, forgiveness. Obviously, meditation is a wonderful tool to process, to get to your unconscious mind as well. Things like daily affirmations, and of course, healthy practices, eating the right things, moving enough and sleeping enough. All of these things really boost our happiness. So I want to just invite you guys, really, what interests you? What makes you happy? Feel it and do more of that. And I want to share my favorite definition of happiness: to follow your highest excitement with integrity and with zero attachment or expectation of the outcome. And happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. I love that quote by Gandhi. And I want to invite you to love yourself. That was really hard for me for the longest time. And I only finally transformed my life in beautiful ways by daring to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I am good enough. And now it's not a maybe, it's I am good enough. And so that was really a journey. Recognize that sometimes what's stopping us is us and that we're self-sabotaging, but recognize that just as our mind can be so powerful that it can sabotage our growth, our development, the opposite is also true. When we start to become aware of things, all the answers and everything is in there, and we can solve all our problems and we can really thrive in life. Very quickly, 7 habits to help you take charge of your life, no matter how challenging the times are, is to start by accepting, to really be learning, looking for what's good, adapting that to that, focusing on what you want, moving towards it, tapping into your creativity, and always operating from a place of love. So visualize, guys, whatever makes you happy, just visualize it, do it as often as you want, and your unconscious mind will actually help you start taking steps so that you can realize that vision of whatever it is you want. And remember, this is my last slide, remember that everything you need for happiness is already inside you. It's actually there. If you need help to help you, bring it out, go for it, do that. But it's there already, it's inside you, all the answers are already there. So thanks, guys. I hope I kept it within the time, Carolyn. This is me. I'm Rania. I'm the happiness consultant. My website, raniabadreddin.com. You'll find a lot of resources. You've got videos, you've got my blog, you've got free resources and some interesting offers there as well. So please visit it and share. Follow me, on Facebook or Instagram if you're there. Thanks, Carolyn, and thank you all.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rania. I know you were like, okay, I gotta hurry up. I'm like, I was like, but the stuff was so good. I was like, I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. But thank you. Now you guys see the importance of how it just sets the tone, right? And when you're doing those things, and I'm loving that the next person I'm going to bring up is literally because when you're in gratitude, like happiness also is connected to gratitude, right? So, and when you're in gratitude, you're grateful and you're thankful, and then you're able to give, right, of yourself, in such a way that's just feels so great. That's all I can say. It just feels so amazing, right? So Rania, thank you so much for joining us all the way. I'm just still like, like it feels like you're right here, right?
Yeah, it's so funny.
I know, all the way from Egypt. So thank you so much for taking time to just spread some happiness and joy to all of us. So hang around. You guys, comment to her in the chat, anything that you got out of it. Rania will be still hanging out. And then afterwards, we'll be doing a chat and chew afterwards via Zoom. So we'll make sure we put that in there for the last hour if you want to join us and really get to talk to them based on the things you heard. We're going to do that too. So Rania, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys. See ya. So, oh my goodness, here we go. I'm just trying to tell you. So I got some music to kind of get going. Now I don't know what I just did. So turn my camera off. Wow, why I do that? See, it's just setting the tone. That's all I can do for today. So listen, it's all about the give back. So if you didn't know, now you know. Like when you're in this space of happiness, when you're in this space of gratitude, I'm trying to tell you. And so this next bright light of sunshine that I'm about to bring to the stage, and she's literally gonna bring it. She's gonna bring it. When I tell you, I've watched her grow tremendously, and she's going to share with you how just the act of giving of yourself will open you up for all these other opportunities that you can have that can transcend into changing your career and maybe starting a business and just your overall happiness. So, let me help you welcome to the stage coming up. Let me just tell you a little bit about her. She is Yolanda Jennings. She is a domestic violence awareness advocate, and she is on the board of directors of the Purple House Project. We see them on board representing. She is also the director of PR and social media manager. So she's worked as a medical market research interviewer for the past 9 years, and she is an aspiring international speaker. So you got to read her bio. You got to go to because he has so much that she has done for the community, whether it was with her church, whether it was Hazel Heaven, which is was so many different things. And she's going to share some of her story and how all of those things impacted why the importance of the give back. So I'm going to welcome. Are you ready, Miss Jennings? Are you ready? I see you all pumped up. Here we go. What's
Good
going on?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So
How
I
y'all
hope I
doing?
doing well. I hope I did your bio well. Okay. All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank
You're
you.
quite welcome. So I'm going to let it all up to you. We see look, Purple House Project giving you some love already.
Oh,
Yes. So the stage is all yours, my love. It's all you. Go
all
for
right. So good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just so thankful to be here, and talk about one of my favorite things, which is volunteering. Anybody that knows me and knows me well knows that I'm the queen of volunteering. And there's a reason for that. So I grew up. My parents were ministers, and my grandfather was a minister. So I learned at an early age about what it was like to serve. And so I started volunteering on my own, even in my late teens. I love just to give back. And so I want to tell you that sometimes people be like, well, why would you want to keep on working for free? That's the first thought. Why are you working for free? And they because they don't really understand how awesome and what all the benefits are of volunteering. So I want to share with you four benefits of volunteering. So one benefit is connecting you to others. And let me say a perfect example of that for me. My personal story is I was a loner. I've been through a lot of stuff, through a lot of traumas in my life, and I pretty much I had isolated myself, and I was a loner, and so I got tired of just always being by myself, and so I actually prayed to God and I asked Him to connect me with the right people and guide me to the right people, and so how I was able to do that was I found something a different. Sometimes I started off doing voter registration, all these different things that I did so that I could connect with other people, and so I could start getting out of my comfort zone. Um, and it's a great experience for me. Um, Number two is volunteering is good for your mind and body. All right, let me just say this. There was a time in my life where I was at rock bottom. I had lost my home, lost my job, and I was living in a homeless shelter. And um, I didn't know what to do. And so I all I knew is that I had nothing to give. In my thought process, okay, I don't have a college education. I screwed up as a mother, all these horrible things. And what do I have? I have nothing. And so when I started about 10 years ago, like really, really, really looking at my life because I wasn't happy where I was at. And so while in the shelter, I just started looking around and seeing different things in the shelter that made me feel uncomfortable as far as how they were treating the residents there. And so I went to a church. There was literally a church next to, like a block over from the shelter. And I approached them and I asked them, would it be possible that instead of people people would bring donations, and then the people in the shelter would hold on to the donations for themselves and not give the best to the clients. So we started having clothing drives down at the church. And for me, for my mental, it was something because I was really depressed at this point. And volunteering and giving back started to make me feel better because I realized that I did have something to give. I did have something to give. I didn't have money, but I could give my time. I could give my empathy to others. I had something else to give. Um, Number three is volunteering can advance your career. Let me say that in this pandemic, volunteering has been a blessing to me because uh, I ended up being furloughed for most of the pandemic, and I literally didn't know what I was going to do because just sitting in the house day in day out, about to lose my mind. I didn't know what I was going to do. And so I was so blessed that Purple House Project reached out to me and asked me to be a board member. And me being a board member over this past year, I have learned so many skills. I have honed skills, I've learned new skills. So, volunteering can definitely help you in your career, help you when you're trying to get other employment, help you to try new things that you might not, when you're doing a job, you might not have the opportunity. That job might not give you the opportunity to try out something or try out a new skill. Volunteering allows you to try out new skills, build on older skills. And so it's definitely a great tool for volunteering. Plus, a lot of jobs, they look at um, your volunteering, and sometimes that can help you, even like we talking about school, um, when you're volunteering and you use those references and all that kind of stuff can help advance you in school and in your work. And four, volunteering brings fun and fulfillment to your life. And let me tell you, I have met so many awesome people. I have had so many fun experiences that I wouldn't personally have done on my own. I actually, a few years ago, I wanted to do some traveling. And again, I really didn't have the finances to do that. And so I actually found a company, a travel company, that I could volunteer with and just basically go on the trips, make sure all the people are there. And then I was able to do the trips completely free, transportation, room and board, all that kind of stuff. And so not only that, just meeting my colleagues. I had so much fun with my the founder of Purple House Project. You know, she's opened my eyes out to, different new experiences. And so volunteering can do all this stuff for you. Um, and so the number one thing I want you to know that it can help relieve stress, anger, anxiety. And when you think of volunteering, don't just think in the context of going to a soup kitchen and just feeding people at a soup kitchen. There are so many other ways that you can volunteer, and there are so many other platforms that you can use to find volunteer opportunities like Volunteer Match, Good Deed, AARP has something. Even the city of Philadelphia, I've, I've volunteered for their initiative. They have a volunteer initiative. So there are so many ways to give back. And so, whatever it is, whatever your passion is, I would suggest that if you haven't tried it, if you want to try something new, try volunteering in that area that you're looking for. And finally, volunteering, I don't know if you can tell, it just makes me happy. Okay. It makes you happy to see that you can help somebody else. It makes you happy to know that for yourself, you're not sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself. You're getting out here in the world and you're making a difference. Finally, I just wanted to share one of my favorite quotes. and it's by Dr. Martin Luther King, and it's everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed it.
Ah, Yolanda. I missed number 5. What was number 5?
No, it's only four.
Oh, it was 4. Oh, see, well, you said in another. So I was like, was there 5? You drive. Listen, you had them going crazy in the chat. I don't know, you couldn't see it, but let's
Mm-mm.
give you your flowers now, sis. You were so super fabulous. We got, I
Thank
love your
you.
energy. Purple House Projects has so many gems, man. And I would be remiss to say that today, if we were in person, that I would have had, and actually Purple House Project was the recipient of the last one that we did. Well, through Purple House Project was the recipient of all the toiletry donations that we received. When we had the power hour, and then of course, normally I have Lutheran Settlement House as one of my go-tos, but I decided to bless another organization, and through Purple House Project, we were able to bless a different organization. So the giving just keeps going. And if you go to my page, I did post. Of course, you have Purple House Project. Purple House Project, please put your information in the chat so people can know how to reach you. Any other organization that is out there, like I know Aura gave me some information for one in Texas. Rania, if you have one out in Egypt that you want to let us know about, anywhere that you're at in the world, today is the day I want you to go and just go and give, right? Either volunteer your time, go sign up to volunteer, go make sure that you take some toiletry items, some clothes out your closet, something, and drop it off to the nearest women's shelter for us today, right? That's the charge, that's for everybody, because to whom much is given, much is required. And
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yolanda, thank you so much,
You're
right? For
welcome.
your gems. You're just being just obedient, right? And I've watched you grow. Like, y'all don't even know, girl. Like, y'all don't know people. I'm gonna tell you, she was like uberly shy, like wouldn't say much. And then she came to one of my power hours and she said, I'm gonna do that. And look at her now, right? Look at her now. And her volunteering has allowed her to blossom and to be and to serve in such a mightiful and powerful way. I mean, and I know personally that's why it's on my platform, right? Because that's what got me to do all the things that I've done by just simply volunteering. So I'm going to say thank you. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. We see you done brought the sunshine with us. It's
I
always
know.
sunny in Philadelphia, right? So I'm going to say thank you. We can chat with everybody in the chat. And thank you. Like, the nuggets were amazing. The nuggets were amazing.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. So listen. I am going to wait a minute. I got to see where am I at, because I got so many people backstage. Y'all should see all the people I got backstage. It's insane. So listen, you guys. So many gems from Purple House Project. Thank you so much. And I know there was Dion Thornton. Hey, what's going on? Give you a shout out. Give you a shout. We're gonna find out about those slides for you. I want to give a shout out. I saw Dr. Pamela Toll from New Jersey. Y'all give her shout out. Thank you for joining us this morning, this afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. So, we got powerhouse. Love. You should. That's right. Just show up. Just show up. Just show up. So, speaking about just showing up, right? So we got Yolanda. I'm not Yolanda. Let me take Yolanda's name off. Y'all just want y'all to remember that's who that was, right? So listen. Coming up next to the virtual stage. Are you ready, love? I see you back there. I know. Take a deep breath. That beautiful smile. Oh, I see. Yeah, you got it, baby. You got it, boo. You got it. It's gonna be fine. Let me tell you guys. I had the extraordinaire, right? She's not just extraordinary. She's extraordinaire, right? She is the entrepreneur extraordinaire, coming to us all the way from Michigan. Yes, Michigan. It's not cold yet, but it will be soon. So listen, she is an HR specialist. Let me tell you a little bit about her real quick. She is Janae Hudson. She is the entrepreneur extraordinaire who works with individuals to connect effective human resource support and or personal development and self-empowerment strategies, right? With your overall business, within the overall business world, and just you as a person, right? And so she's very familiar with personal life transitions of working in the corporate business and or being an entrepreneur world. So the important facts is that her expertise in HR field will help you with that transition that you need, especially right now. So are you ready, my love? Are you ready, dear? You ready? I'm about to bring you onto the stage. So let's welcome Janae. How are you feeling today?
Hi, I am great, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Well, I'm going to fall back and it's going to be all on you. You're looking gorgeous today. And hey, let's give them some nuggets.
All right, all right. Well, hello, world. Thank you so much for joining us. It is much appreciated. So, as she stated, I am Janae Hudson, the HR and entrepreneur extraordinaire. So, I'm actually here to bless you with my experience of of just providing HR support, individual personal development, and self empowerment. Whether you're in a business of any size or just an entrepreneur, I've got stuff for you to check out. So, as you can see in my first information here, self empowerment, like you really need to have that. It's like very, very important. And you can see that the actual quotes and everything as well. And just being you, it's just the thing to do. And especially when, like, we're talking about changing careers. That's what we're talking about today. So, this topic that I'll be, about changing careers is simply just adding additional income or changing altogether, whatever you have to do. I personally had to do that after not being in my job after about a year now. I wasn't in, I was at that company for like 6.5 years, but I wasn't in an actual, the environment was kind of shaky after running the corporation. But you know what? I stood strong and got through it. Sorry, wait for this next slide here. Not sure if you guys can see my next slide, but I wanted to go into 5 career tips. There we are. Technology. So the career tips are, the first one is, and this is to help you change careers again, like I said, or to just find, that extra income. So recognize your transferable skills. A lot of us have many skills, and just that whole mindset of what to do with those skills and just hands-on. So in recognizing your transferable skills, you look at a new job description and what requirements like you currently have. That will help you with that actual transition, especially if it's a very new career for you. The second one is pretty much setting goals for your next steps. So you would attend different career paths, like they have free online trainings, especially today with the pandemic. You could do shadowing. You could do that by way of Zoom. Excuse me. As well as keeping a positive mindset. Just seek personal development. That is something that I had to do for the whole year, and it was a great tactic for me to even dive into, and just getting that self-empowerment to just move on and be great like I normally am, and even better. Also consider going back to school. They've got trade environments that you can go into, and just looking up simple coursework materials. The third thing would be to gain the experience. Now, you can volunteer, like the last young lady just stated, in a community or organizations about that particular job position or career that you're looking to go into. You can take free courses that are offered within your community. as well as even at your local library. They do a lot of online like offers and things like that to help you get certain expertise for certain positions and things, as well as conduct a personal project with your new career choice. That way you can really show and shine as to what you already know how to do. And then lastly would be consider freelance work even and get paid for you actually gaining your experience during that transition. The fourth thing, as far as the 5 career tips, is networking. Networking is so key and just very important. I did so much networking. It's just amazing. I actually want to give a shout out to Powerhouse Women because I did that most recently in Arizona, and it was so wonderful. It just helped transform me, and it's only the beginning. So you want to inform people of the areas that you're looking to get into. That way you can see more about the position as well, and or that career. And then lastly, conduct informational interviews about that actual position. Like conduct an interview on your own, kind of like you would do if you had a regular job position or interview that you're already in, or how you got that actual position. Make sure, of course, you just ask all the questions that you need to help you out with that job of choice. All right, so the last 5 career tips is provide a cover letter and an updated resume. There are many avenues that you can, speak to someone to get assistance as far as updating your resume. That's actually one of my favorite things to help with as well. Because that way I know the structure and everything as far as helping that person to, excel. So definitely when you're actually providing the actual cover letter, what you want to do is make sure that you state like what motivates you to change your actual career, why you're looking to change the career now versus maybe in the future, as well as just make sure that you address the fact that what you have to offer is all that they're pretty much going to need for whether it's a newly, ventured business or just to show that you're an asset and you could be an asset for that new career. So we're going to recap. Your 5 career changes and tips are recognizing your transferable skills, setting goals for your next steps, gaining the experience, networking. Let me say that again. Networking is wonderful. And providing a cover letter along with your updated resume or even business proposal, because there's a lot of us entrepreneurs out there. I also have a bonus of information that I want to talk to you guys about today. And that's pretty much recognizing your that's pretty much clarity, courage, confidence, and competence. Very important. So, in the words of a motivational speaker, Lisa Nichols, excuse me, who I love, she is wonderful. Create a plan where you can buy your freedom. Fear-based work doesn't work for anyone. I personally had to learn that, just so you guys know. So figure out what can make the job better for you in the end, for the most part, and recognize that if you have a dream, your job can pay for the dream to happen. Your mentality is not to let it hold you back. Very key, very key. We all got this. So that's pretty much me and all that I have to offer. And I'm hoping that you got some great nuggets. If you have questions, I have a slide that you can reach me at. And again, I'm a Janae Hudson. I have my Instagram. Feel free, Janae's Unique Ways, because we're all doing different things in many different unique ways. And obviously, I have a link tree, email, website, and phone number. And that's about it. So thanks. And I hope you all have a great day on purpose. Back to you, Carolyn.
Wow. Yes. Did you guys get those nuggets? Like, those were some serious nuggets. Like, and I love how it all ties in. Are you guys catching this flow, right? Are you catching this flow, right? Like the flow, like you have to be happy, right? You have to have this energy about you to just shift your whole mindset so that way you can be in this right place and space. And then, like I said, then you can, then you can give and serve of others, and it can actually help you with your career when you're ready to make that transition. Right. And then so I don't know about you guys, like you might have to watch this replay and get some of these nuggets like over and over and over. But thank you so much, Janae. Like, I'm going to say, hey, listen, and this is going to set people up. Watch this for our next speaker. So I want to thank you. You did an amazing, wonderful job. Thank you so, so much. Make sure you guys give her some love in the chat. She's going to be hanging out with us. So I am going to.
Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. Listen, you guys, I'm trying to tell you. I see you back there. I see you getting ready. Thank you, Janae. Listen, you guys, man, I'm telling you, is this like an amazing morning? This hour, little over hour, because sometimes the nuggets are just so great. You have to just let things ride out. At least I know that's I have to follow the way the spirit goes, so it's going to be powerful. And so we have to make it as powerful as we can make it. So listen, once again, make sure you find a shelter that's out there in your area. And why don't you just do something and donate something to them today? If you know of one in your area, you want to put it in the chat so that way we can give them some love. And, hey, you never know. You might even find your space and place there. You may even find a job there. You never know. So coming up next to the stage, the virtual stage, I want you guys to help me welcome all the way from the Lone State. That's that big star, right? The big state, Texas. So Aura is an entrepreneur, Aura Chisholm, by the way. She's an entrepreneur, speaker, author, and business consultant with a deep passion for business. So this is the one, right? This is the one to help you guys with a deep passion for business and technology, because this part is important too. She hosts a podcast, Biz Talk with Aura, which spotlights small businesses, probably like yourself, up and coming, and provides tips, techniques, and technical resources, empowering entrepreneurs with confidence to start, run, and grow their business. So when I tell you, if you're ready to start your business, you're ready to make that next step because it's your time, this one that's coming up next is the one. So let me welcome to the stage, Aura. Hey. Yeah, unmute. There you go.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Yeah.
All right, here we go back with the slides.
I know. Hey, there we go. Sometimes that stuff happens.
Hello,
I know, right?
So, as Carolyn said, can you hear me?
Can hear you, so I'm gonna give it all up to you. So all on you, love.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
All right, so as Carolyn said, I'm Aura Chisholm, and I am from the big Lone Star state of Texas. And Austin, Texas is my city. I wear many hats. I'm an entrepreneur, a business consultant, a strategist, a trainer, a mother of a teenage daughter, and sometimes I feel like I'm a part-time superhero, Wonder Woman or Superwoman. But one thing that does resonate with me, though, is that I really have a deep passion for business. And I've been on my own pretty much ever since I was 19 years old. And so my first venture into entrepreneurship was out of necessity because at that time I was a full-time student. I was working full-time jobs, and my take-home pay sometimes didn't seem to take me all the way home. So I had to find some extra things to do to supplement, my income. But in thinking of entrepreneurship, as I look back over the years, it seems like it was just really in my blood. entrepreneurs are sometimes different people, and people might not understand you because you can see possibilities and opportunities and ways to monetize things. And it just seems like sometimes my head is constantly spinning. But I feel that it's in my blood because I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I didn't know the term for it at the time, but it's like my mom, she only had a high school education. Well, actually, she didn't have a high school education. She didn't graduate. But my mom was an entrepreneur. When I was young, I can remember my mom, she would set up outside of different stores and she would sell things. And then also she was a wonderful cook, and she would can things. And then I'm from the South, and we would make this thing called chow chow. She would make that. And people from all over the state would be ordering her chow chow. But what I say that to say this is that I really support people who have the desire to be entrepreneurs. And that is one of my passions. And I've started some businesses and some workshops and things centered around that because I want to help people get to that point that they want. If you want to get more freedom from your job, if you want some supplemental income, I want to help people get to that next step. And so basically, in order to do that, I have prepared just some tips about 7 tips on how to achieve business success. And I feel that the first thing that is very important in achieving business success is mindset. You have to get your head in the game. A lot of times when you want to start a business, you might have a lot of negative chatter in your head saying, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm smart enough. Or you might have surrounding people around you telling you what you can or can't do. But you being an entrepreneur, you got to figure that out. You got to get rid of all of the noise in the background to move forward into your business. And as you get ready for this journey, you want to decide on the type of business that you want to launch. So, if you have expertise and interest in certain things, then, maybe you pursue that. As Yolanda was saying, maybe if you don't think you have the expertise that you need, maybe you might try volunteering in an area that you're passionate about and wanting to start a business in, and maybe kind of gain some more expertise. But anyway, once you narrow that down in terms of what you want to do, then you kind of want to look at what is the market? What is my competition like? Now, not to be discouraging, whatever you want to do, there's a way likely to do it. If you don't have all the expertise and whatnot, then you might just get somebody who does have the expertise to help you in that venture. But you do want to do a market study so that you can kind of scope out the competition. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say you wanted to create a dog bakery. So if you start a dog bakery in a place, maybe let's just say it's a suburbs or a small town somewhere, well, people don't have that many dogs and they might not like dogs that much. I mean, they may not be into pets as much as, a bakery and all that type thing. Then you might not have a market for that in that area. So you might want to get started with something where there is a market for it. But, there are tools for that. I love technology, and like how they say there's an app for that. There are tools for just about everything to do research and things like that to help support your mission and what you're wanting to do. So the other thing is that once you figure all that out, what you want to do, I would say decide on your business structure. There's a sole proprietorship if you're kind of doing it on your own. But also remember, just because you're in business for yourself doesn't mean you have to be in business by yourself. So again, but you determine your business structure, whether you want to do a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation, an LLC, limited liability corporation, whatever you want to do, you might want to consult, maybe your accountant or a CPA just to kind of help you to understand which is the best business structure for the type of business that you're trying to do. And then also maybe learning some things about your tax liability. And if one business may support you better, you might want to pursue that. But in any wise, to keep from being stuck, if you have to start off just being a sole proprietorship, then start with that. You can always change later, but start with something, get unstuck. And then from that point, you want to market your business. If your business is the best kept secret, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to make money. So you need to figure out ways how to market your business. And now, again, in the world we live in now, technology is just so massive. And you can get software tools to help you market your business. I would say automate everything that you can, automate it, because you're not trying to be in business where you have to do all manual work and things like that. The way the world is now, you need automation to help you with setting up systems to help you run your business. And then the other thing is that you want to create a business plan. Basically, the business plan helps you to get what you want to do out of your head and get it on paper. And then you can support with the plan. It will help you if you're trying to get funding and things like that. Because if you have an investor, then they can look at your plan, look at your SWOT analysis, what are your strengths, weaknesses, things. Look at your return on investment. When do you expect to break even? When do you expect to make a profit? What is your marketing plan? You pretty much have it all together. There's a quote that one philosopher said that a goal without a plan is just a wish. So we want to make sure we have a plan around it. Now, keep in mind, a business plan can be a living document, because you might start off one way and then you have to adapt and adjust. You may have to pivot. All of us have gone through the pandemic, and every business that existed had to pivot somewise. And any business that did not have some type of automation or technology component, some of them are not still in business now. So again, you want to look at your business model and build technology in it, and and look at your plan so that you can have a plan to help you succeed and to support whatever it is that you're doing. The other thing is hire a team. Okay, being a team of one is not fun. I'm currently writing a book, an entrepreneur's playbook on tips how to win and how to succeed in your business. But I also could write one on the things not to do, because I've had many failures in business. I've had many failures, and I had a lot of lessons learned. But the one thing when you're being an entrepreneur, you have to get back up. You have to keep it moving. When things don't work out right, you learn from that, you grow, and you go back to start your next thing. But the thing about it is that you need to hire a team, because if you don't, you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to get the results that you want. And being a team of one doesn't help you to scale, because if you get 1,000 clients at once, how are you going to serve them? So that's just one thing. You can say, I don't have the funding when I'm just getting started to hire somebody. But there are also virtual, people you can use, like virtual assistants and things like that. So that's something you want to consider. And so more or less, that kind of sums it up. The automated system goes with when you are marketing your business, you want to use some automated systems to help you there. So for everybody who's on the workshop today, I do have an ebook that you can go to my site, www.orachism.com. It's 21 business ideas you can start in 2021, and you can start them in 2022 also. But you can download that as a free ebook. And for everybody who's listening here, I also will be offering a free workshop. It's called Getting Down to Business, Entrepreneurship 101, Getting Down to Business. So feel free to join me. It will be a live session, and we can look at your situation and talk about it. Here is my contact information. I'm on Facebook at Biz Talk with Aura, Instagram, Biz Talk with Aura, and then also you see my email and website. Thank you so much. I hope I have shared some pearls of wisdom with you, and I look forward to talking to anyone who wants more information. I look forward to talking to you more in the future. Thank you so much.
That was some nuggets. Those are some serious gems, right? 7. Like I was like, I can't even keep up. So we gotta basically what I got out of it. We gotta decide, right? You gotta get your mindset right. You gotta decide. You gotta figure out what. You gotta figure out who. You just have to put all these different measures in place in order to get this business started. So I am just like, that was amazing. Like, thank you. So what are the last? I'm trying to think. Someone just said, okay, you got great job, Aura. There you go. Thank you for your generosity and pearls of wisdom. So yes. I hope that you got the nuggets that you needed today. If this is something that you're aspiring to do and make that change, and it's your time, like the time is now. Like if any time is now. And so now you already have, so we're going to just like transition to all these things, right? With the changing of your mindset, and to then use that mindset and that gratitude and that happiness to then just be of service to others, and that allows you to acquire these additional skills that you need to help you transfer the skills to a different type of career. And then even that career that you change into can even be being an entrepreneur and start your own business. So it seems like a win-win-win to me all the way around. What you think? What you think, Aura?
Yes. I love this stuff.
You and me both. And I see I'm putting it down at the bottom. You guys can check us out. If you want to join us later afterwards, please go to bit.ly/let's chat and chew, where you can actually talk to the speakers today, right afterwards. I know you're in the chat, but if you really have, like, wait a minute, I need to know that step again. Yolanda, what was that step again? Like, how was it really for you to make that transition? Like, Janae, like, tell me about, wait a minute. Like, why are you so happy, Rania? Like, why? Like, these are the things you could just ask everybody. And like, Aura, so how do I do this again? You'll be able to talk to them. So just join us afterwards. So Aura, thank you so much. So Dr. Pamela Tall, she says thank you again for the great job. So I just wanted to give you your flowers while they're there. And so, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to bring up to the stage next this amazing fireball right here. Oh, and I'll be remiss to say, see this right here? If you want a wellness plan, just go to my website, go to bit.ly, get my wellness plan. It's for free, and it's going to help you with that mindset. Because we kept hearing that today, right, about mindset. So if you go there, you'll get that for free. That's on me, right? That's on the house. So I'm just going to let you know, because I want to make sure that everyone has the tools for this time. So, hey, without further ado, listen, are you ready, my love, Teresa? Are you ready? Oh, she looked up. She's like, what? Huh? What? Okay. You can see what I saw backstage. Man, let me tell you about this one right here. Coming all the way from the Sunshine State. We got a couple Sunshine States. So we just we take you around the world, right? We started off in Egypt, right? And then we came over here to the East Coast, right? And then we went to the Midwest, right? And then we went to, well, kind of the Midwest. And then we was really in the Central America. Now we're gonna take you all the way to the West Coast and to the place. And when she gets on, I'm gonna do a little something. But I'm going to introduce you to Teresa. And I don't want to mess up her last name, so I'm not even going to try it. She's going to have to say it for me. So she's a public speaker and a startup founder, always learning, creating, and pushing to do more, to do and be more. That's important, to do and be more. And when you hear her, I'm just trying to tell you, while making magic happen, not stuff happen, magic. Because all of that happens when you are a lifelong learner. When you allow the new things in your life to just kind of come. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Are you ready, dear? Are you ready? Because if you're ready, just give me some thumbs up and I'm going to bring you right. Oh, I see she back there like, come on. Tag me in.
Come on, bring it on.
Come on.
Yes. San Diego, California in the house.
So that's why I said, wait, come on. You ready to go? California knows how to party.
Don't get me started.
Don't get you started. Listen, you coming to really bring us some bright sunshine this early in the morning. You had to get up early for us.
I did.
Thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to you, love, and it's all on you.
Absolutely. Teresa Valenzuela here from San Diego, California. And Carolyn is absolutely right. I am a learner for life. Didn't used to be, but I am now. I was so busy right now getting caught up, just putting down all of the golden nuggets that just were provided for all of you today. What I'm talking about in regard to I didn't used to be is I got 5.5 years clean and sober. And 5.5 years ago, my life had no purpose, no meaning, no depth in it. And I finally surrendered. I finally hit that rock bottom that one of our speakers were talking about. And today it's a whole nother matter because I've just changed my entire life. And as a result of that, I've become a student learner. I'm hungry for knowledge. Look here, I'm 57 years old. I got so much time left. What am I going to do with it? You know, recently I just had a really a shift happen within me. You know, I've been living on Social Security. Just so you know, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm just letting you know that that's where I'm coming from a wheelchair perspective. And so I just had a lifelong transformation take place, a shift that happened inside of me. You know, I've been on Social Security, government aid, things of that nature almost my entire life, even though I've worked here and I've gone to school here. But for the most part, until I finally said, you know what, I don't want to live like this no more on government aid. So I went back to school, and I went back too because I started learning. I went back to work. I got off the Social Security, and I'm a part of this group. It's called the Low Rollers Club. And recently, my coach, he said, Teresa, you want to go to National Wheelchair Sports Camp? I can't. Because that's all I ever lived. My whole universe has been up to, I can't. Because that's the mindset. It's called a mindset of poverty thinking. It's like I got potty thinking because, you know, I couldn't afford it. You know, so I always just said, I can't. He said, what if you could? Huh? If money wasn't the issue, and you could really go and do something different with your life, would you? What's going on over there? You know what I mean? So I ended up going to that wheelchair sports camp. And let me tell you, I ain't never been out of California. I went to Minnesota. Talk about just a whole nother environment. I went water skiing. There's a picture of me on those water skis. Even though I'm a wheelchair, it don't matter. They rigged it all up. I went on that darn zip lining, and I just said, take me. I am yours. I ain't trying. Whether you like me or not doesn't matter anymore. I'm living to live my life. Because when you do that, you step into that, then you come back down to happiness. You exude happiness because you finally found yourself and you finally being yourself. You've got some golden nuggets here. I took the time to sit down here and write about those what does she say? Emodo diversity. I never heard of that terminology, but I trust and believe I'm going to look it up. How many golden nuggets are passing you by in lifetime and you ain't taking note? You're leaving it to memory. I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to fail you as far as the leaving it to memory. So I started becoming an active student of my life. When I go to a meeting at work or something, how can I ask that question differently? How did it make me feel when they said that? And as a result of that and engaging with this, I carry this everywhere now. Didn't used to, I do now, because how many aha moments you've had in your lifetime? Or those connections that you've had that you just, they happen, they just slip by. I don't want to do that because you want to know why? I got a mission. I'm on a goal. I got a goal, and that's TEDx. I'm going to be going that way, and I'm going to write that book so I can tell you where I've been. Because right behind me, it says what this says right here. It says your story matters. Your story matters. Share it with the world because you went through everything that you went through. Not only for you, baby. Not only for you. You're going to be able to talk somebody off a ledge one day. I know I can, as a result of what I've gone through. You're going to be able to support somebody. And boy, talk about meaning, depth, and purpose in life. That's what all this is about. Carolyn sat here and she brought this all together. Wow, she brought it all together. Got the happiness going on, the volunteering in regard to community. I used to be alone. Same thing. I know what that feels like. I don't want to be alone no more. I want to be a part of community. I want to be a contributing member to society on my terms, right? As far as your career and your knowledge, you can learn anywhere you're at. I got to tell you, when I was down and out and I hit that rock bottom, you want to know who saved my life? He don't know it, but I do. I know exactly who saved my life. He said, you got to be hungry. Les Brown said that. And I was at the time at my lowest point in my life. One of my lowest points. I've had many. Got to be hungry, and at the time I was starving. Literally, I was hungry. Physically. I don't want to live like that no more. And that got me from there because you can there's no reason not to learn anymore. I listen to podcasts, I listen to YouTube. What you put into your system, whether not only food, but yes, that matters too, but into your mind, as far as what I allow to come into my system, I'm very conscientious about that anymore. I don't want to just sit there and scroll. How many of you guilty of scrolling? I know I am. And the thing about scrolling is you don't get to determine what comes in and what comes out, right? Of what you see on that scroll. You get caught up for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You don't even know who's controlling who. Technology controlling you, or you controlling your technology, or because you can also use this for good. So I listen to my podcast. I'm a student for life. I'm going to be learning till the day I die. And I hope to be able to do it when I do pass away. My one fear in life has been, I don't want to die in no convalescent home by myself, looking out the window or from an apartment complex, just looking out the window, watching life go by, waiting for me for death to come. I want to do it gracefully with everybody around me and walk them through it. Because it's all going to be okay. I don't know how much time I could go on and on. I'm not trying to do all that today. But, Carolyn, where am I at on time? How am I okay? I'm going back to school. I'm a lifelong learner. I hope you are too. I hope I encouraged you today to pick up. I hope each one of our speakers today encouraged you today to do something, to get out there and be something. Step into your own, because it matters. Matter of fact, I wrote something down that I want to end with, if you don't mind. I'm trying to get there. Harness your power, because you got it. Step into it. There's only one you. Not even identical twins are the same. So busy trying to be like everybody else. We still all in kindergarten, to be honest with you. He said, she said, they cut in line, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't got time for that no more. I don't got time. I don't want to participate no more. Whether you like me or not, it's irrelevant at this point. Because finally, Teresa loves Teresa. Finally. And because of that, I'm blooming. That's my word for the year. 2020. Carolyn, you got to tell me what time it is, because I will just keep on talking. 2020, let me tell you, was the best year of my life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I found out who I am. Am I going to let this thing just close the house up, and go all dark and deep? Nope, not me. I tell you to open all the windows up. Come on. Fuel my body, feed my mind, nourish my spirit. And I stepped in and I found out that I got grit, that I am somebody, and that I'm going to pursue my dreams. You should see my bedroom on the other side of here. It's got goals all up inside the walls. I live alone. Why not put them so I could see them all every day, so I can follow my passions? And when I started doing that, I started attracting. I became so attractive. I ain't trying to be conceited. I'm trying to be, the universe start opening up to me. And things start happening. I start doing things that I've never done in my lifetime. And it feels good. Feels good to be in another environment. So I don't know if that's my little clicker there, but I just wanted to share that with you ladies. Carolyn and gentlemen, you are the host. Everyone can see you. I know. Don't get me started.
I know. I wanted to give you your nuggets because you were dropping some gems. I was like, I heard you. I was like, no, I'm gonna let it go because somebody need to hear what you had to say, right? Yes. Somebody need that. That's why I say you gotta follow the spirit. Like somebody needed to hear that. So who am I? Like this is the time. I know. It's like we just flow. We let this thing flow. So, but I know we said we here for an hour. It's a powerful hour, but you guys got some nuggets, some true gems from everybody, because we're all able, we're all capable, we're all, and I love that say, like you have no choice but to learn, right? Just continuously learn. I was trying to bring up that picture and I think I accidentally brought it up, but I was trying to bring that picture.
No, you did.
Oh, I did. So they saw it. Okay, good.
Girl, I'm not even been no water skin. Okay. It got me out. You said what?
What?
when I went on that water and I just finally said, okay, and I said, oh, this is what they doing out here, huh? Let me come back and do some more of this.
Yeah,
Rode
you
a
said
horse even, okay?
you said
I
just
rode
a
a
little
horse.
bit more, just a little bit more. So I am like so thankful that you were able to share, you know, just like it's lifelong learning. Like we just continuously learn, right? Always. That's right. TED Talks. Say what? That's what we doing. Like I want to just bring all of everybody back real quick. So that way y'all can just kind of like celebrate with us as we rock out. We got Aura. Yes. Thank you, Aura. We got Janae.
Hey,
Woo! All right. Come on back to the sunshine. Come on, Yolanda. And none other than the happiness consultant, Rania. So let me tell you guys, this has been so amazing. Thank you everybody for joining. And like this power hour, it's something that was, and I had something to share, but we'll do that later. But really, I just want to break this thing down. This was something, how about this, right? This thing started off in a library. A library, y'all. Just a library, a stinking library. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. A library. And from that point forward, you know, I listened to exactly what was told to me, and it would say, you know what, just go ahead and do it and come outside your comfort zone and let's just make this thing happen. It was supposed to be a one-day thing back in 2014, just one day. Just a one-day thing for an hour. Brought people just like I brought to you today, and look where we're at. I just told you 2014, right? And see, now we're global, right? And see, once you step out of your comfort zone, then this can happen. We can, how Teresa say, you make magic happen, right? Bam, right? We make magic happen. So I know, right? So listen, I want everybody to make sure you come and join us afterwards. I just put it right there in the ticker. Let's chat and chew. It's an easy just chat and chew. We're gonna jump over to Zoom if you really want to talk to everybody and see if anyone's still here, because they may have tuned out, but we'll be there for a little bit. If you have something you want to say and say, hey, really, I just want to find out a little bit more about what you had to say, I want you to come and join us. So ladies, I will see you over in the chat. Come out, not the chat, you know what I mean, in the other space. So I'll see you guys over there soon. So let me let everyone. You're welcome. Thank you. Removing everybody one by one. So they were bringing some serious nuggets to us, everybody. And there's like an announcement too that I just want to make, because everyone is able to share their stories and share them. So, you know, oh my God, just amazing. Let me say, lifelong learner. Who will somebody say? Someone said, oh, Pamela, thank you. Yes. Okay, I love that. Thank you for a peek into the dimension of womanhood. Woo, that's heavy. That's heavy, y'all. That's so heavy. But listen, because like I said, everything happens in ways that we don't know, right? We take chances, we make it happen, we make magic happen, right? When we are happy, when we are able to volunteer, when we are able to say, you know what, I think I need a change. I want to change my career. And maybe that career is actually, you know, going to start our own business. Like, how about that? Me, be my own boss, own my own days. Yeah, that's what we can do. That's what you can do, right? And so with that, I want you to hold on to all those things. And just remember, learning is lifelong. Like, we've been trained and taught that it's from till 12th grade and then you're done. Now, you just heard her. She's 57. She's still learning, right? Continuously learn until you take your last breath. There's nothing that you have never accomplished that you haven't achieved until you at least give it a try, right? So I hope that all of you got some nuggets today. Thank you so much for joining us for this power hour. I've been so blessed to make sure that you guys have been here with us and putting this all together. And that's all I got to say. So I'm just going to tell you guys, I want you to follow, make sure you follow, make sure you go to this ticker, join us afterwards. And then also, oh yeah, I forgot. So I want you to go to, did I even put it? So let me see, what is, did I? Nope, that's not it. So you got to come over to the chat to find out what it is. So I got an announcement to make that for tomorrow. I'll put it this way. It's an author call. An author call. So you got to join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to come and join. So the link for that, that's what I thought I had the link up, but apparently not. So what is the link for that? So it's author info. So bit.ly author info. That's it. Just come and join us. Okay. So come and join us and see if I put it in the chat real quick for those who may want to see something about it, know about it. So there you go. So come and join me tomorrow at the bit.ly author call. I'll talk about it a little bit in our Zoom that we do as soon as we get off. So in the meantime, I want you guys to do one of three things, because first and foremost, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Let today that you make it happen, you make a change. But in the process, I want you to do one of three things. I want you to be empowered. I want you to be inspired. And most importantly, I want you to be magnified. All right, now let's go. I'll see you guys at the top. All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.